Hey everybody. You can pretty much see the cover there, and if you can't read Japanese, I apologize. It's the only cover I could really find when I was looking for a cover for it. But as you can see, this is our first movie of the month of 2013. And we're looking at Revolutionary Girl Utena, the movie. Now, for anybody that's a fan of Revolutionary Girl Utena, the franchise, you kind of know who the characters are. Now, if you've read the manga, and you've watched the anime series, you pretty much know who the characters are, why they're doing what they're doing, what their roles are, and stuff like that. Now, however, if you've seen the movie, which this is, you kind of see it as almost a 90-minute, or not 90, but about an 80-minute feature film that ties everything together. Ties almost like everything you've read from the manga and watched in the anime, ties it together in 80 minutes. Basically begins it out as what would be like an origin and then as a series finale. Now, a lot of people would say that even though you see similarities, you see big differences. And mostly it's not just in the character design. I mean, you look at Anthe and you compare her to what she looked like in the anime series and you say to yourself, wow, what a difference, right? And a lot of other things. But something else kind of catches your eye at times. I mean, some people will say that the Utena anime series was unique in its own perspective. Kind of had some unique visuals. Basically the kind of visuals and situations that made you go, what the blank, at times. But not all the time. In fact, I think there was one episode that ended, from what I understand, where one of the characters, her name was Nami, or whatever, got turned into a cow, was turned into a cow, and then I guess, I don't know if it was her boyfriend or her brother or whatever, decided to kind of be with her, decided he wanted to be with her, so he too got changed into a cow. I don't know. So it's weird. I mean, those are one of those like what the heck moments you would see in it. But again, it didn't have it as much as people thought it. As it gets played up as. It wasn't done as much as people played up to be. Now, however, the one thing, the big difference visually when it came between the series and this movie was more along the lines of you had a lot of the what the blank moments in the movie, if you had your share of them. And believe me, for anybody that's watched the movie, that's watched the show and compared the two and even read the manga, you kind of say to yourself, why would the director, I can't pronounce his name, but why would the director of this movie, why would he go in this direction? Why would he do this? I think it's because he wanted to make, as he says in the bonus features in the DVD, he says he wanted to make an anime movie that was different beyond any others. That's what he wanted to do. Well, I guess he didn't think Avalon, if you will, was going to have something kind of WTF, if you will, at the end of their movie, but what are you going to do? Especially one of the main characters, but again, what are you going to do? So again, that was his plan. So a lot of the things were basically to help make this a very unique and very talked about and different kind of anime feature. Again, like I said, the animation styles of the characters are definitely similar, if not different, from their anime series counterparts and probably the manga counterparts. Because you definitely see a difference. Like Anthe, like I said, is a huge difference. In the anime series, from what I have seen, she has kind of like short hair and glasses. Here she does not. She has long hair, no glasses, whatever. I mean, again, the biggest difference about this is not just the fact that it's like a beginning, a middle, and an end in its own unique visual way, but it's something that, even if you're a fan of it and you're willing to watch, a fan of the franchise, when you watch it, you'll be like, why the heck did he do this? Why is this there? Why is that there? For example, you have, how do I put this? You have a scene about 20-something minutes in, maybe 30 minutes in, I gotta look again, where you have this girl and I think you have a girl in there, it's like one of the main antagonists or tweeners or whatever, laying in bed with a guy, and all of a sudden it's like everything just starts swirling around, the sheets start swirling around, like he's swirling around this girl. It seemed like it didn't show the girl, but it seemed like it was swirling around the girl, like cocooning her, or putting her into a cocoon, and then you get this visual of little versions of her coming out, kind of like being on these pieces of plant, like little butterflies or fairies. And again, that's kind of like the WTF moments that people have had. But despite the fact that it has its WTF moments at times, it is a visual. Visually, it's very well done. The animation is tremendous. It's top-notch. Visually, it's very well done. And the acting, if you could, like I said, and the story itself, the acting, if you could get through all the WTF moments, you could definitely tell that there is a story. Like I said, it's like a beginning, middle, and end. And it's basically like the anime series and the manga series all compressed into one story. Which, when you think about it, is kind of, it's not easy to do that at times. I mean, we've seen movies, live action and animated, that have attempted to do that, and they've succeeded, and some have succeeded, and some have failed. I have to say that this one, I think, kind of succeeded, maybe. I'm not really sure, because I've never seen the anime series. But from what I understand, people kind of saw it that way. Now, as far as the acting goes, I thought it was okay. Like I said, if you can get through all the visual, WTF moments and stuff like that, and wondering why this is there or why they did this, the story's pretty good. The acting's very decent. But then, of course, you get towards the climax of the movie, and probably the biggest WTF moment people have seen in the movie. Because this is something that, as far as I know, from what I've read online, because I've done some research, never really occurred in the show, and if it did, it occurred off screen. But basically, the biggest WTF moment you have here, towards the climax, around the last 15 to 20 minutes, is when Utena is when this big car wash pops out of nowhere after Utena wins a duel. And Anthony's willing to give her her heart, give her the sword, and Utena's like, no, I don't want that. I want to take you to the outside world. And all of a sudden, this car wash, this big-ass car wash just pops up. It starts sucking Utena in, and I guess Utena wants Anthony to go with her. Does not happen. And Utena's the one that gets sucked in. Anthony, the only thing that Anthony can grab is the ring. All that's left with her is the ring. Is the rose singlet, if you will, the rose ring. So basically what happens in this car wash is you have Utena lose her uniform. She lies down on this conveyor belt. She's getting scanned, sealed up in a cylinder. You have all these machines going cuckoo, if you will, kind of like doing this and that. And all of a sudden the cylinder opens up and you see nothing but a pink cylinder. Like all of a sudden it's like when she got scanned and then sealed in that thing and then it finished, it's like it melted her into a pink coating. Basically it took her pink hair and it melted her entire body into that coating. What is this getting to? Well, basically what happens is that all of a sudden after you see that pink thing appear after the cylinder opens up and you see that pink cylinder, which obviously is Utena being melted down into, I guess, coating, some kind of pink coating, you see all this other stuff, all these other machineries and stuff machinery going crazy, and then you see an engine start. You see this spray. You see this kind of spray wash, like in a car wash. You see the sprays and all that, and the wipers and whatever, the brushes, and then all of a sudden you see like the silhouette, shadowy silhouette of a car, and then you see the engine of that car start up. The pumps start pumping up and everything inside, and it starts driving out, and it starts driving. And then as that's happening, the car wash finishes, it opens up, and out comes this pink car with the license plate on the back that says Utena. And basically that's when you find out, if you paid attention to the film, why in one scene you saw a car with one of the main characters' names on the license plate. Basically that's one of the premises, if not one of the secret WTF premises of the film. The fact is, the characters, when they feel it's time to do something, become cars. Literally, they become cars, and that's what happened to Utena here. So basically, Anthe has to, Anthe has to drive her out of the academy and into the outside world, basically the real world. And how does she do this? She has a ring. The ring she has turned into a key. So basically they're driving off, and of course everything's getting, of course the academy and Anthe's dead brother, ghostly brother, whatever you want to call it, was trying to stop them with everything. Even to the point that the people that Utena dueled against and befriended come to her aid with another character that obviously befriended Utena in the film. With the help of, like I said, with the help of another character that obviously befriended Utena in the film, who has become a jeep for them to drive and help Utena and Anthe, if you will. So, and again, you see the name of the character on the license plate to know who it is. And so again, everything gets thrown at him, even to the point that Anthe has to pull on a lever, a big red silk sheet comes out, covers the Utena car, and transforms the car into a different model. Even to the point that as we get to the end of the climax, it looks like Utena is not going to make it with Anthe because she's getting crushed to bits until they say what they have to, until she says what she has to say, and both come out, emerge out of these rose petals, and basically that's the end of the film. And I'm sorry if I gave some things away there. I apologize. So I'll put spoilers. I'll put spoilers in the description box. May be contained within. But again, the point I'm trying to make is that for anybody that's followed the Utena anime franchise, they look at that and they say basically, what the heck? I mean, you had Joro Otaku on her dual review of the movie that she did. I can't think of the guy's name that she did the review with, but he basically says, why the blank is this, why is this pink-haired blank a car? Because even he, whose character, I don't know who that is. It says private name, private number, so I don't know. Well, apparently, this guy whose character on thatguywiththeglasses.com is supposed to be all knowledgeable and all-knowing doesn't even get it. And that basically expresses how a lot of fans felt. They're like, why? Why would you do this? What's the meaning of this? This was not done in the anime series. Why do this? And basically the director said he wanted to reverse the roles. Kind of like Sleeping Beauty, but reverse the roles. And then what he says in his commentary is, and it's subtitled because he's speaking in Japanese, he says basically he wanted to put Utena, that by Utena turning into a car, she's being put to sleep just like Sleeping Beauty was put to sleep. And that Anthe has to be the prince that awakens her by driving her out into the outside world. So that's basically what this movie is. And I highly recommend you guys, anybody that's interested in a unique and visually stunning anime, to check it out. And that is my movie of the month, the first one of 2010. Please comment and video response down below. Thank you for watching.